everybody, 1 a.m. It is Halloween morning. I am extremely tired. I'm trying to get this cranked out for you, then I've still got to edit and render and upload and sleep before I go to work. So, priorities, right? Anyway, we just took candy-coated hitter, and it did not disappoint. I had a very hard time figuring out exactly what Headsplosion does numerically, but it's kind of funny, and the tract and the charge-up axe, it doesn't really matter. Coding, if you will. And one of the reasons I decided to take Chopscotch down the bottom path is aesthetics. I've been a stickler for this stuff. It goes back to like Prism Break and SSA. We've already done our base upgrades here, but this bottom path here, see that trail of dust? I think it's just going to look better. You know, that's something they don't change to orange and black for the alt deco candy-coated Chopscotch. I think it's going to fit her better, you know, the ponytail, the bony tail, I should say. Everything aesthetically points to doing this, in my opinion. And so that's what we're going to do. If you're curious, base upgrades, you're going to need 3,300. The path itself is 6,900. And then the soul gem being 4,000, which we have access to. It can be found in Mushroom River. 6,900, 4,000, 10,900 collectively to purchase the path and the soul gem. So that's what we're going to do here. So we've got just enough cash. And let's go ahead. Like I said, basing this largely on aesthetics and the fact I thought I would for sure like Heavy Hitter, gave it to Candy Coated. And I'm coming down here and we're going to let Crazy Cutter, which you can sort of see better, the color schemes I'm speaking of, with standard Chopscotch. Now, while I knew I would love the top path, or at least assumed I would, you know, had a very strong inclination to think I would, this bottom one, Crazy Cutter, it's a bit of an unknown. There's been things kind of similar to this in the past. It has a lot of potential, and we just don't know what it's going to entail, so that's why we have to take it. If you're interested in debating Crazy Cutter and Heavy Hitter, if you're interested in debating Candy Coated versus Standard Chopscotch, join the Skylander Club forum. If you don't want to join it, I created the site, I run it, there's no third party, nothing like that, it's little old me. Anyone can vote. You do not have to be a registered member. If you think I'm crazy for, you know, basing this on aesthetics, or, you know, you think standard looks so much better than candy coated, or you're like, who could ever think candy coated looks, you know, worse than standard? If you take this stuff seriously, SkylanderClub.com, click on the polls section. I've got polls up between these two. I've got them between the dark and standard characters. We've got legendary color schemes versus the old legendary schemes, red and gold versus blue and gold, legendary tri-tip versus standard tri-tip. You get the idea. Vote. Anyone can do it. You do not have to be registered. If you really like what you're seeing there, feel free to sign up. Then you can come in and tell the world why Candy Coated is in fact superior, or of course why you think standard Chopscotch looks best. But that said, Crazy Cutter is what we're going to do. Chop with maximum speed. So this was strength, this is speed, and another thing, I just kind of thought those colors sort of leaned themselves that way in terms of what we were doing. But let's quit rambling and let's get right to the cutting room floor. So, Axe Frenzy for 1700. Hold X to create a trail of pain that does damage to enemies. This right here will probably be the telltale sign of how we will feel about this path. So, you don't really get a good camera angle up there for certain things like this. So I'm just going to stand right here at the edge of the water and see what we get. Okay. Now, I'm assuming that we could make circle formations with that. Oh yeah. And then you could potentially, actually I guess an arc. Let's see how long this thing lasts. I sort of got hung up on the stairs last time.
Chop, chop.
I'm thinking 5 seconds, so let's see if we can count the hits. 13-ish. This is all not scientific, I've said many times. Just as consistent with the way I count. So, how long staying up.
Perfect!
About 6 seconds? That was until the complete termination, of course. Now, the question is, number 1. So we're still doing the 45, 45, 118. Cool. Now we're going to hold X. Oh, good grief. What is she doing? So the aura is going... Does that put him in a trance? Of that. We'll have to see if we get crits on that. I'm trying to figure out just if we chop, 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 hold it down. I'm thinking 28, right? Let me try this again. So he's taking 6. Okay. Alright, let's try to log this. 5 seconds. 28 to 42. That's understandable. Original chop, chop, chop. Is going. I forgot how long, but it's gonna do 6 to 9 damage. Dadgum, not plus sign. Again, I'm super tired, so bear with me here. Let's just try.
Chop, chop!
Okay, I'm going to attempt to not kill him.
See you later, alligators!
Alright,
Or whatever those guys.
so he does not take the critical like we see with Lose Your Head. Spawn this guy in. Alright, so now the question is, how long does it last again? About 6 seconds. 6, no, XL. The aura is good for about 6 seconds with 6 to 9. Okay, so that should be video, but Axe Frenzy, where you chop the ground. If you hit an enemy, it's going to do 28 to 42. The aura that forms and follows where you cut into the ground will stick around roughly 6 seconds, and it's going to do damage. And basically, the more important thing that you can form from all of this is that you can use it to somewhat aggressively come in and set up like a defense shield, and use that to just sort of aid you a little bit more, because it does seem to stun enemies. Let's cut right across. Well, we'll stop there. And as this guy approaches me, note how he slows a little bit. So it'll turn out to be pretty good, if that's your playstyle. That said, up next we've got long trails. You get a longer trail of pain. Well, that one was 5 seconds worth of cutting, so I'm hoping this at least doubles it. Let's just go out on a limb and be super optimistic here. It looks about double based on the thumbnail there. Alright, here we go. We're going to start right here and hopefully land it.
Chop, chop!
What? That's not any longer, is it? I mean, weren't we going that same distance? Maybe it just means that gets to be longer. Let's find out. Let's just run a straight line up towards Persephone.
Axe hacks.
Yeah, I think that's what it means, because at the beginning we would get to 6 seconds, but like by the time I made a circle, this part was already gone. So I believe that's what it's doing when it says it makes it longer now. Any increase in damage? No. But yeah, you get the idea. So I think that is what they mean when they word it in that manner.
See you later, alligators.
So long trails. How do we want to phrase that? Longer trail of pain. I kind of take that more as like a duration and a length deal. So longer. Length and duration, I guess we'll put, because length does come first. It has to be laid out before it can last longer. So longer length and duration. Man, I'm tired. I'm having a very hard time spelling things here. That said, we get exploding trails next. Hit a trail of pain using X from a jump to make it explode. Now this is probably where there'll be a big payoff. Or at least I'm thinking so. And if you play defensive, it'll sort of give you a setup here. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button again. I'm doing Nintendo now. Alright, so there's that. Jump attack. Jump attack. She just is kind of doing that on her own. I'm holding X. I'm going to jump and press X. Okay, let's see if we can log this with an enemy now.
Axe hacks.
168 critical. Okay, I can work with that. Let's set this up. We're gonna chop, 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 make ourselves a little circle, spawn this clown in. We'll never know what hit him. 112. Alright, so 112 to 168, I'm thinking. Half of 156? Yeah, 112 and 56. Okay, that makes sense. Correct, I should say, 112 to 168. But here's the kicker. Let's get a lot of these guys in, and I'll show you how this will benefit you in a real-life Skylander scenario. We're maxed out with our 4 characters here. And boom. Kind of cleared the crowd, didn't we? So, yeah, if that suits your playstyle, I think it'll be well served. That's a unique path, I guess you would say. And again, it aids in almost contradictory terms, because when you do it, you can technically run away. And then you can also circle up, you can use it as a defensive shield, or you can just go offensive juggernaut and blow the thing up. So, you see it does 47 there, but watch this. You saw 47 again in 112. If he dare comes at me, I think the shield had just gone away, but yeah, you get the idea. It's gonna work out well for a lot of people, needless. Alright, now we got one more thing to do. It can again be found Chapter 2, Level 2, Mushroom River, whatever you want to call it. And it's called Hopscotch. Fun little game, right? Press Y while jumping for a game of hopscotch and a temporary, boy oh boy. Again, I've already done this with Candy Coated and it does not disappoint. So let's pick it up for 4K. Still have 615 in the bank for Miss Chopscotch. Check this out. Oh, you have to jump, that's right. Jump, Y. Boom. That's right, we get about 25 seconds of increased runtime. She seems to swing quicker, in my opinion, with the speed boost. It's up for debate. It could just be the animation, I don't know. There was no increase in damage. But if you swing faster, of course, that sort of plays in. But nonetheless, we can't argue with the... So what we're going to play hopscotch right down here, and then I'm going to see, pay attention to this. We went from staircase to staircase that quickly. Now I'm going to play hopscotch right here. And now she's got the 25-second speed boost. Do you think she's moving quicker? I kind of do. And that's going to trail into this upgrade really well. Now, if we initiate again, you can. Excellent. So check this out. We're going to do the hopscotch again. She does 56 to 84 4 times or 5? 4 times. But check this out now. I'm not going to try to hit him. I'm just going to do this. Yeah. You get the idea. This brings us to the tough portion of this video because it's done last, so we've seen both paths. Which one do you prefer, and why do you prefer it? Me personally, I think I prefer heavy hitter. It's sort of a little bit more straightforward, but it's going to suit my playstyle with Chopscotch. Now, where Chopscotch excels in my mind, again, ever since we introduced her, you're thinking, oh, it's this tiny little skull chick with a giant axe. She's going to be slow. You know, like Tri-Tip is a cumbersome Triceratops with a giant mace. He's going to be slow. Chopscotch is not slow. The other thing that Chopscotch is not slow with is hitting with her axe. She is insanely fast. That's just the standard 1, 2, 3. And then with this path, she gets that. And then when she plays Hopscotch, you know, she's got her little minion there. And then when you do Hopscotch, which if I could ever do it, there we go. You get the speed boost, and then you can turn all of your little attacks into just complete nightmare scenarios for enemies and become an offensive juggernaut. There will be many different ways to play. I can see why so many people are listing her as an early favorite and why they're raving about her so much. The speed boost I absolutely love. That doesn't... No. 15 is her standard speed. I was just checking to make sure it didn't like show up as like 30 or something when we had that in effect. But that said, Chopscotch and Candy Coated, fully upgraded aside from the Sky Chi. We've seen I'm super use started the new one, so I'm gonna have to go manually shut it down. What went wrong? This is what happens when I try to install stuff, you know, third-party programs. I shouldn't have chanced it, but I think if you were to press me on it and say which one do I prefer, heavy hitter. I think Crazy Cutter will be very beneficial. That's why we're going to let Chopscotch have it. We'll have both paths on tap for us at the switch of a Skylander, essentially. And we'll see. Once we get in the game, we'll kind of play it out, and we can find ways where it's super effective or useful in certain situations. And Heavy Hitter, though, just kind of more of a classic Skylander deal. And I still don't know what the Headsplosion does damage-wise, but like I said, it doesn't matter. I love the path. I love the axe, and she still got the axe. I mean, let's face it, the other way of looking at this, just with the base upgrades, Chopscotch's axe attack can sort of hold its own just from there. Heavy Hitter does, but it's so salty as is, you can take the risk if you just have one Chopscotch or just Candy Coated and you're kind of intrigued by it. You can doing Crazy Cutter resting on the strength of how good the axe is with the base upgrades only applied. Hopscotch is very unique. The speed boost is so much longer than I thought it would be. But truth be told, I mean, we can just jump up and, I mean, you do a pretty decent amount of damage just doing that. And then the fact you come in, I mean, you get the idea. It's pretty nuts what you can do. And I think the speed does impact, again, not the attack damage, but your, like, doesn't that seem faster to you? I think it does. Let me know in the comment section. I asked last time in Candy Coated's as well, but it could just be a trick of the eye, but I genuinely believe she is swinging the axe faster again. You don't get any damage numbers gained from swinging faster, but it does seem to factual, you know. Like I said, I shouldn't be doing this at all, but I'm pretty happy with Chopscotch, I have to say. Hitter is what I prefer. What do you prefer? Let me know in the comment section down below. The Skylander Club forum. Here shortly, I will get a post dedicated to the Chopscotches up. Their introductions, their base upgrades, the two. Eventually, for most characters, another video, Soul Gem and Sky Chi, and then we'll come in. I'll have my spreadsheet. It'll be comprehensive, basically tell you everything. Character, and I've already done that. Posting Auroras very soon. I mean, the stuff is there, I just have to release it, essentially. Compile the information for you, but I had a good time. I'm dead tired, though. I've got a little work ahead of me editing, and then, of course, get a couple of these rendered out, loading, while others check out what the issue is with the new PC. So, that's it. I'll quit rambling. The plan... I'm Borg of videos for you. We'll try to do Wolfgang's upgrade. I don't know. We'll try to do the Undead Sensei Realm. Have a good time. It's Halloween. You know, that's what we're all about. It's what we classically do here on my channel. We kind of focus on the Undead Skylanders right. Forward to that. Thanks so much for watching. For myself and Chops, comment with hashtag CrazyCutter for a bonus brick in the Wall of Wiisdom. More information on the Wall of Wiisdom can be found in the video description. Basically, an in-game shout out from me. Advantage of it. Have a good time. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me. SkylanderClub.com. Hope you all have a fantastic Halloween, and I will catch you back for more Skylanders research.